I don't know how it's gonna go, Lindell. Sometimes I wonder about the albums you pick, but let's go, everybody. Let's go. All right. So, hi everyone, and welcome back to the Classic Quest podcast. This is the show where we talk about normally new hip hop albums lately, but all albums are on the table. Albums such as one that came out in the year of my birth, 1987, Curiosity Killed the Cat's Keep Your Distance. So today we'll be going through every song of Curiosity Killed the Cat's Keep Your Distance. It's the funniest band name. I'm sorry. It's a funny band name. Um, anyhow, so this is a Patreon request. So if you want to see us talk about albums like Curiosity Killed the Cat's Keep Your Distance or whatever, you could even get us to listen to Yoko Ono. I don't know if I'll enjoy it, but you could get us to do it via Patreon. That would be like the flex there. So Lindell Williams flexed his powers to bring us on musical journeys to expand our minds to horizons of 1987 Britpop that I never thought my brain would go to. So here we are. My name is Holden Stephan Roy,
My name is Chris Chrome.
and today we'll be talking about Curiosity Killed the Cat, Keep Your Distance. I'll be honest with you, folks. We like to start the show off contextualizing our familiarity with the artist so that y'all can have a little understanding of what we know about them going into it. I've never heard of Curiosity Killed the Cat. As far as I knew, that was just a thing people said to each other. And now it's a group name. And I'm pretty sure it's one of those group names that, like, I don't even know how they came up with it. I plan on Googling it right quick throughout this podcast, or throw it in the comments if you're one of them super fans. Super fans of Curiosity Killed the Cat. Y'all gotta understand. Lindell basically effectively gave us money to do this. I'm just being real with you. So when you come later with the essays on anything we may have misunderstood upon your favorite group and whatnot, I empathize, bro. I'd be just as frustrated as you. But this is my big disclaimer that I know I don't know. So feel free to educate me. I'm going to read all your comments still. But yeah, it's just a prequel for boy band knowledge. Facts, we in it. But I was born in 87, just to give context. So I'm as old as this album.
I was born 6 years later.
Chris wasn't alive when this album was already
Okay.
past its listening
I
cycle.
am a young man who was born in 93. The music taste was a little bit different. What I listened to growing up was a little bit different. So when this album was introduced to me and was like, this is what we're doing, I was like, let me just pull out the old school time machine. Let me set back the date. Let me go and let's try to go and do this. And that was how
That's where we're at.
that started my
It
journey.
doesn't even say on their Wikipedia page how they got their name. So if you do know how they got their name,
Well, listen, if you're too curious, you might kill the cat. So just let it
yo,
be.
but
Let
cats
it be.
got 9 lives, bro. So they
Yo,
become.
I get that. I get that. And it would have been really cool if they made 9 projects. Maybe they did, because that would have been fucking
Hold
dope.
on. Did you even check, or are we just stating
No,
it?
I didn't. I didn't. This is
Hold
this
on. They
is
have three
no
studio
facts.
albums. They have 4 compilation albums. We're up to
Oh,
7.
that's 7? That's
And they
7?
have 2 video albums, making 9 projects.
Look at that. Look at that. That is some cool shit.
And
That's
if
some
they
cool
have
shit.
other shit, I was on Wikipedia, y'all. That's what's up.
All right, so for real, I know nothing about this. I've never even knew the band. I didn't know like this was a thing until literally this week. And yeah, I figured I played the first track and I was like, all right, we're gonna get some like real old school
Did you
vibes.
find the
We're gonna get some
version
like
with all 9 songs on it?
I mean, I
Cause
had to
the
jump between like
version,
Spotify and YouTube.
I found
Like
a
I found
playlist.
like a yeah, I found a playlist on YouTube. It didn't have all the songs, but then I was also like, I trust Spotify for certain things. So I was like, whatever songs on Spotify, I'm just gonna play there, and whatever's not on Spotify,
Mm.
I'm gonna
Well,
go and
cause I
like
went
play
on
on
this, bro.
YouTube.
I went on Curiosity Killed the Cat on Spotify, and I found the artist name. And you know what I
Right.
saw?
The very best.
And I said, nah, that's not the album. That's some remastered
Same.
bullshit. That's some
Same.
remastered, not that shit. Bullshit. I'm just throwing
I
it out
found a
there, folks.
playlist that stated 1987.
I found this playlist right here that had all 9 songs in the correct order, and it actually took a minute, okay? This was not the easiest playlist to find. I had to search. It was like the 7th or 8th one, but I found a single playlist, and it's uploaded by Curiosity Killed the Cat fan. You earned my
Hey, I'm
subscribe.
on the same. I have the same one.
Because it's the only playlist.
But like, which? But no. But here's the thing, because I have only 8 songs here, and they're not in order.
I have 13, and they're in order, and it includes 2 unavailable hidden videos. But the 9 that we care about are here. That's what's
All
most
right, thank
important.
God we're staying at 9, because I was like, you just added 3 more to something I may not have done.
That's fair. And it might be for Bonnie's knowledge, but Bonnie's life has not made it conducive to doing classic quests lately. But Bonnie will watch it, or she listened to it, though. She listened to me listening to it at least. So I know she's at least heard part of it. I don't know if she's here with us today at the moment.
How
She's
was the fireworks?
They were fireworky. I'm not gonna lie, fireworks are one of the most underwhelming things. Actually, I was thinking about it. I was like, here's the thing, bro. I grew up in Coast St. Luke. This is a tangent for people who are watching this, and it's on the subject of fireworks. It's a blessing for you to hear, I guess. But I grew up in a
Yes.
place that spent crazy money on fireworks. So like every year on Canada Day, we talking our own level, 30-minute firework displays every year. I done seen it all, bro. I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, not one of these fireworks were like bamboozling. It was more like, I seen this before. And it just left me with this sense of, I don't know, my 19th or 50th fireworks display is just not hitting me with the same sense of wonder as I got when I was younger. There we go. Random thoughts on fireworks in case your curiosity was killing your cats or whatever. Anyway, we can get into the project and whatnot. With that, what do you think about the title and the cover and all of it?
Um, I mean, I think the name of the band is very one that, like, now you know it's a band, you're not gonna forget it. Like, just every time that saying comes up, you're gonna think about the band. At least in my case, I like how they kind of flowed with it though. Like, curiosity killed the cat, so keep your distance. Like, be safe, take precaution. They kind of tied it in together, all that. So that was kind of cool to me. It gave me this felt like, if you're gonna listen to this, it's gonna be different. That's why you might want to like keep your distance. Like, it's gonna be something that you're not used to. Clearly, it was. And I mean, that's pretty much what I got from that. The album work itself and the album artwork itself, I thought it was cool. Like, I like
It's
the kind
surprisingly
of cut
decent for
out.
like the 80s.
Yeah, like the way they kind of cut it out and had just like their faces, and then the thing in the background, you can kind of, because like there's other variations where they're standing and they just kind of cut, like the cutouts are just like their faces and stuff. And so like, it's cool how they did it. I did enjoy it. Pretty much it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know if this is the real album cover or if this is the real album cover. Oh, no, that's the Misfit album cover. Or yeah, this one. I don't know. Y'all can tell us. Either way, yeah, it's a vibe. Like I said, graphic design of that era is wild. But the thing is like looking at them now, what's perceived as like tough and scary has evolved a lot culturally. So this just kind
Mhm.
of comes off like these are some charming young folk. But then I think of Clockwork Orange, and I'm just like half waiting for Mans to pull out a cane and start beating next Mans or something. So like
Yo,
there's serious Clockwork Orange vibes going on in terms of their faces, which I really appreciate. And
I have to finish that movie.
I kind of fucks with the way you put like the keep your distance, don't be curious. We're some like intensity over here. Then you hear the music, and I'm like, bro, I don't get it. But like, I'm sorry, I'm just letting y'all know right now. This was like this album cover goes with this. But then I'm also like not alive at the times. I don't know what the pop trends were, what counterculture or what was going on in the Brit pop scene or whatever was happening. But these fellows certainly came through with this cover, and I kind of like the use of Photoshop esque feelings prior to like Photoshop and whatnot. Like it feels cool for '87, but not cool for 2022. And I like the
I
color.
think if
I like the colors on this version of the color more than I like the way there's orange, and I don't like this color as here. But over on this version, it's a nice coloring.
so, like, you know how and this is not even like I'm not comparing these projects, but like if you were to do something in 2022 that has like an old school feel to it, like when Weekend dropped his like 90 something FM, that it still sounds really polished and sounds all like modern-ish, but the vibe and the theme of that project has like an old school style. So I feel like if you were to do like this type of art style matching the atmosphere of that era in your music, you could probably pull it off in 2022.
That's
But that's
fair.
just
I'm still not gonna think it's your best cover, but I hear what you're
mm,
saying. I feel like though it would just come off different without like again, we don't really know what it looked like in person. Plus, it was like a different era. I don't even know if this was for tapes. Like, was tapes around in the '80s? Like, see, like there's so much to think about with regards to album covering that it's just not the same. In the, oh, it gotta be 3,000 by 3,000 pixels. Let's go. It's a square now. Because that's what it is. It wasn't even a perfect square
well,
back in
if
the
you
day.
think about it, did they have and I'm looking up for tapes now, but did they have like I mean, I'm assuming they had vinyls and stuff. If you had like big record players, that would be
Yeah, I'm
the
sure vinyls. Everybody had.
that would be
They've been like
so
around for all the recorded music.
yeah. I think cassette tapes were totally in the 80s or something like that. Totally, I'm saying something, but whatever. I'm just rambling.
All right, yeah. I think we've talked enough about this, and for whatever we can't find the lyrics for, bear with us. But in the meantime, just understand that in 2022, your boy a misfit. All right, Chris, how do you feel about Curiosity Killed the Cat's Misfit?
This was a good start to me. I like right off the bat. It's just high energy. You've got a vibe. You've got that bop. I was already starting to move and feel it when the song came on. So I thought it was actually really cool. It gave me that like whatever I know from like movies I've watched and music I've listened to or whatever. It gave me that like vibe that was from that era that I
Mm,
think was from
it
that era.
is a
I don't
good
know because
montage sounding song.
right, so I was like, oh, this is a good like little time travel move, at least for me, because now I'm like back there trying to get into that atmosphere. So that was cool. I really felt it. And I actually enjoy how I think it's about just not fitting into society and being different, being outcasted, um like dealing with yourself and your emotions, like when you're just starting off, sensitive child, keep running wild in confident space, but you're not to blame because
Confined.
you're not the same. Confined, whatever. But like I just kind of got this sense that he's just talking to people who are different, who are not trying to follow norms, who are trying to break the normal rules and then like these social constructs and shit like that. Like he's just talking to the people of the night and the people who just kind of live their own lives and do stuff. Freaks on the streets. Well, I can see the sorrow in your eyes. How long? How long? How high can you go? And it's like how long can you just kind of be in this state and just keep moving? And I thought it was really cool. It was more just I'm really more into the vibe. I feel like the lyrics carry me through the song, but I'm not really here for the lyrics. I'm more here for the actual like just the enjoyment and the moment that it brings me to. So I thought that that was cool. At about like 2 minutes and 45 seconds, there's like a switch in the beat, and I noted it because it felt like it got more celebratory, more anthemic, and just like a higher like energy to it. So I thought that that was also really cool. And just this whole like song has this like celebratory feel to it about like, just be who you are and enjoy life and kind of enjoy yourself. I also kind of got this like, I do want to note that like, I maybe it's just me being into the song, but like I could also kind of picture myself being on the streets at this time, like kind of being out late on the streets and seeing the people. And like if this was like a music video, it would be like dancing through the streets type shit.
Yo,
And
bro.
like just
I
kind of
mean,
like,
I don't want to be like fully like that, but I was just out in the
no, for
middle of the
sure.
Pride in Montreal. Trust, it was like a lot of people being themselves this weekend in Montreal.
Mm, mm. So like I really think that that does add to the song and just to their like to give them their credibility on that, like wow, you guys actually can like build a visual through what you're bringing sonically and all of that. So I thought it was cool. I gave it a solid 4.2 on 5 to start.
It is definitely like something I picture my mom bumping. That was my first thought. Like, it sounds like when I talk about like sometimes if I'm listening to like discos and various 80s sounding theme shit in my head,
With the
all this,
boxes in your
yeah,
living
all
room.
of this
Sorry.
gets grouped into like the same shit. This might not be disco. I don't really know. I think it said Brit pop on the internet, but like it just sounds so much like the 80s to me. And it's like not a good or a bad thing. It's just Man, this is one of the most. If I had to blind pick an 80s thing to show people what 80s stuff sounded like to me, this would be a great example of it because it just felt like that. With that being said, it is really well composed. Like they really groove well together. The music is just got like you could pick like you could really do want to just move when it comes on. And like honestly, it feels like it's talking about something legit. Like I guess I was surprised at the lack of vapidness in the lyrics. Like I don't remember 100% what all the other songs are like at this moment, but like it's like to start off with the project with like, yo, be yourself because society's gonna throw binds on you regardless of who you are. There will always be a to this or a to that or whatnot, and build yourself up and take like pride in being your misfit self is like a pretty powerful theme. And the way he sings it, like you can almost picture like the hands being thrown up in the air, like in like a uniform chanting. Like you can like it feels a little stadiumy in
Yep.
the way its
Yep.
delivery happens. I really enjoy the energy of it. Like, it's not really my cup of tea in terms of what I would go to ever put on, so it's super out of my comfort zone. But it is a really well grounded song, and I like the fact that from a song structure perspective, it doesn't just like follow a like your typical verse chorus whatever. It just kind of like evolves, and like when you say that beat switch happens, it almost feels like this progressive element where it becomes a bigger song in the way that it gets delivered. And I really like that. I like how it just feels like this experience where it culminates into this ending point where you gotta like satisfy your soul. That's the most important thing. It's like all of that, you misfits out there. It's like, I see you. Don't let the world stop you from being you.
Mm.
But it does a little bit like I can't tell if Mans is a misfit in this story. It a little bit gives me the feeling of like the dude who would be like watching Skid Row, just like watching it and then like writing a song about the experience of watching Skid Row from maybe
Kind of like
a
the
more
average
functional
person.
place. Like you can picture
Mm.
like a it feels like almost like a lunchroom conversation a bit. Like, yo, I watched this happen and I want you to know my experience and I think these people should be free to be themselves. Yo, what are we all doing here? Trapped in the boxes of society type vibes. And I like
Kind
it.
of feels like older brother, older parent type vibes too. Like when you say it like that, like kind of maybe he's no longer the misfit, but he used to be, and he knows what kind of being in that life is like, or the group
Mm.
knows what kind of being in that life is like. So they're coming at like their younger generation at the time and being like, "Hey, misfits, we got you. Like, we know shit's kind of scary. We know like, but we were there, and you guys will figure it out." Type shit. Um, yeah, just I had something else, but I completely blanked on it. Fuck.
As far as the
Um,
music quality of composition goes, I'll be real. It sounds generic to me. I don't know how to tell if it's good or bad for the genre. I can't tell you if it's original or innovative. It sounds well made and it sounds like what it's supposed to be. And I enjoy that. Anyway, let's move on to the next song. I gave it like a 4.2, I guess. It's well made, but it's alright. I liked it more than Down to Earth, I think. Alright, Chris, what do you think about this song?
so like at first, when I first was doing the review thing, I was just like, this is kind of not really feeling it. I feel like it took a little dip compared to the energy from the last track, and it just, I don't know. But now, like after talking about the last track you shit, I'm kind of looking at this song differently, right? Like shooting stars in midnight pastures, laying in the grass, looking up at the thing, and hanging out on clouds beneath the moon, smoking weed, getting high in the clouds under night and stuff. And I kind of feel like this is following up from the last track of being like a misfit, doing some things, going around dealing with life. And this is like you're now kind of sobering up and coming back down, and you're looking for help as it's like um you're shattered by the final flame or the movie scene that generates your every aim. You ain't no burden so far. What is your growth? Gonna bring you straight back down. Kind of like you're now realizing you're no longer this powerful thing. You're coming down, and then at one point he like reaches out, and in verse 2, he's like, "You need assistance. You're looking for a lead. You'll hear them calling." And so I feel like I like how that connected, and it really kind of took me to have to conversate about the first verse to make me realize like this is kind of cool how they made it sort of cohesive the way I'm seeing it. So that was really dope. But the song itself just kind of didn't really hit like a level of like energy that I guess I got from the last track. So it was just a vibe. Like it was really just a vibe. I like that it picks up in the other half, but like couldn't we have had maybe that the whole time? But whatever.
Nah, bro, it's gotta
Uh
build. It's gotta be more progressive and shit. It's gotta
yeah,
evolve.
yeah. I guess it's just I didn't really this was like a hit or miss, so
Chris
I'll
is
put it at
like,
like a
no, B, I'm
3.8.
listening to drill these days. It's 160 BPMs, and if it's slower than that, I'm out. How do you get
So
sturdy to this, right, Chris? How do you get sturdy to the first part of this song?
actually, sometimes I just be standing up jamming the music and I'm just like, ooh, follow the beat, follow the wave, go
But
slow, go quick. Anyway.
I'm gonna be real. The last song gave me a little bit of "Don't Do Drugs" vibes, or like these people are on drugs vibes. And then there's also a bit of drugs vibes here, but it also doesn't feel like that's fully what it's about. I get a sense of like, cause let's say take that Misfit character from the last like track, right? A lot of times what happens is motherfuckers who are misfits tend to go on paths and go and take on these journeys where they go do a bunch of shit and you start uncovering truths, this, that, the next thing. And that in and
Right.
of itself is kind of like a high. So whether you on drugs having an epiphanies or you on knowledge having epiphanies, what's the difference? End of the day. But then like in a lot of times you become like Icarus and shit and you kind of fly too close to the sun. You maybe get caught
Mm,
up in delusions of grandeurs and shit, and then it's almost like there's that sobering moment where you realize the humility in your existence and that you aren't maybe as hot shit as you think you are, and you come like straight back down. Or maybe like I'm misreading it, but that's kind of what I understood from it. And then it's almost like in the second verse elevated. So if it is drugs, it's like, yo, you going too far with that shit. You're not okay. But then like, what if it is like compulsive lifestyles at the same time, where it's like, yo, you might be doing shit too hard, or you might be doing too much. You might be a workaholic, and you're just trying to get through in life and cut through the rat race to get to wherever you need to be. And then you hear
mm,
people calling, but you don't even understand how to relate no more. Or maybe this is
mm,
even about themselves a little bit as they ascend through this music scene as misfit types. Because arguably, this got some edge to the lyrics and shit. It's not like vapid. It's like really
mm.
surprisingly interesting from a poetry point of view. Because again, you sometimes typecast 1987 precursors to pop when it's presented to you as such. I just want to say before I forget, the bassing is stupid good on this song. It may have been stupid good on the last song, but I noticed it on this song more. And it was just the way, because like, high key a lot of bassists later on, and again, it's like a real ass bassist. They're a full ass band too, so that's a bit different from later pop. But a lot of bassing is kind of like mad simple and kind of not that interesting to listen to. Like, I don't get off on like like, I mean, it's cool. It supports his song, but this guy's rhythm patterns is like fucking like really full of pauses and shit. I felt like he's really playing with the arpeggios of the notes, and like the bass line almost had like a distinct identity against the melodies and the rest of the songs. Like it really mattered to them that everybody's contributing more than just being a bassist that hugs guitar notes, like the root notes, and just kind of follows the four chord structure. But nah, he was like playing with all kinds of pauses and shit on some like you really know how to play bass levels. I can't talk that much about other instruments, but when I hear a good bassist, that was some hot shit happening on this track. But then, like Chris pointed out, it just kind of like evolves and has like it's almost like they have two parters to their songs. Like there's the slower, calmer part where from almost like a dramatic point of view, it's like, brah, don't be so fucking cocky. But then the tone switch, don't want to be misled, don't want to fall on a razor's edge. You feel at ease, you're begging, please don't take me down for nothing. So it's like, why are you trying to question this? Like, I don't want to be stuck in the conformity of Coppa House and Procreate lifestyles if that's not for me based on your comforts. However, if I
Mm.
am like living
Mm.
negatively, perhaps it's not like the right shit. Like maybe there is a valid point. So I like the fact that it's like, just don't do it for nothing. Like, if you're going to do it, make it for a purpose that matters, maybe, or kind of like flips it. Like, like back on the person. You're shattered by the vital brain that's needed now to tell you not to go insane. You're tempted by, say, the cooling breeze that'll bring you down. Or come back, please. And then it's like to flip it again, like, brah, like maybe you're just being pushed to. It feels like this argument in your head, like in some way it's about mental illness almost, or just being one of those people that like pushes it like that, and just tries to make the most of their life, being somebody that doesn't fit, being a misfit to like the regular society and whatnot. I kind of like the way it evolved in the intensity and elevation. I know I said in the last part I liked it less because honestly, from a genre point of view, I do like it a little less than the last song. But hearing it again, I really appreciate it. And if I want to get in my pop bag and really do some dramatic like hand motion shit, like when you on your knees singing and shit, I feel like this is a good on your knees type vibes. And I really enjoy the musicality of it. Like it really is extremely well put together, and I want to give all respect to the band for actually making great sounding music here. So I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 because I really like the way they seem to be approaching difficult subject matter in a really palatable way, right? Because like you can't be spitting shit the same way we can now back in the days.
I mean, it's crazy because like to think that this was like 87 and then even now like music where like there's an it's like there seems to be a theme, at least music that we listen to and like maybe we've reviewed, that like there's always this, we're different, we're not, like there's always this theme of like being different and being like better than what the system is and shit. And I like how that kind of carries out throughout the eras and the genres and shit. Like
No,
it's just
it's a
something that
certain type
like
of person that makes music, and it's a certain type of person that makes art. Like, especially as a
mhm,
full ass grown adult, it's a certain type
mhm,
of person that is gonna be out
mhm,
there doing the various levels of masochistic behavior that is required to achieve any kind of level of success in the music slash entertainment industry. Like, you have to have some level of willingness to do some shit that is like
yeah,
just different,
yeah,
because
it's
otherwise it doesn't
crazy.
work.
Like
And so when you see people
it's
who are
always,
successful enough that we heard about them,
yeah,
like, yo, they had to be like creme de la creme of misfit land in order to stand out amongst the fucking noise of everyone else trying to do the same thing.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
No, that was just it was just that was just really it. It's just interesting to see how like
well, you
the
are
more we do like
you are free to feel as you want, Chris. What do you think about this free song?
um so like this I don't know, man. I just, the only thing I liked was the shabadabadum part, the scatting part. Like I felt, I was listening to this and I felt like they put that in because they kind of knew this was gonna be a little bit on the lower, softer side, like the verses
Do
and just
they?
even the music.
Bro, when I
I
went on the
felt,
YouTube video, this song is 34 years old. Best song on the album. Love this song so much. Anyway, no, that's the next song. Anyway, my point is, it had comments like that on the current song. Relax. I saw comments like that on the fucking other song. Okay?
no, that's the other song. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll go back. Now we have to go back just to prove the point. Shut up, people who can have Kinder Surprises. That's right, I'm taking shots at you Americans. One of my favorite Curiosity songs. This music is
Wait, there's
so
no,
damn
you don't
cool.
have Kinder Surprise
Nah, B,
here?
it's mad illegal. They can't have food with products that are not food inside their food, so it's big time illegal. What up? Kinder Surprises is lit. Y'all got denied and robbed in your childhood. Really cool song. The music is so much better than the music of today. Arguably, this is about the same shit as the music is today. One of my favorite bands of the 80s. Love, love, love. I'm saying everybody loved all their songs, is what you're going to find out on YouTube, Chris. Throwing it out there. This wasn't a sleeper in their mind, is my feeling.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just didn't really hit me as well. I thought the drums were cool. I did like the piano. Again, the scatting part where they kind of did that thing. That's like the part that like every time came on, I was just like, oh, right, we're still listening to this. And then it just kind of suddenly just ended. Like it just
It did just
didn't,
feel like an abrupt end there. I'll give you that.
yeah, like just over. And I was like, huh, didn't really leave me with much. Like I just was like, okay, this kind of came and went. And I played it back a couple of times back to back to really try to like get into it. And I don't know, it didn't really do much. So I gave it a 3.5 on 5.
Bro, this song just continues on with the Misfit theme. Like, honestly, I was listening to this one and I had this epiphany. I'm like, I could have written the contents of this song. Not this song, but yo, like, all I want in our lives is to be free. If we can't be free, then we don't want to be we. And I'm like, man, I literally wrote a part of a song that is similar in tone and theme down to the freeze, all of that shit I played with. Cause like, yo, then we don't want to be we. I literally wrote a bar recently, like the eyes became we's and shit. Like, like, I'm really on the tip of what this man's spitting from a message perspective. Do you travel
Mm.
alone, and what you do or say or any other way? Your ways are wailing for my stoning. It seems you live in another day. He's like questioning the social status quo of the way people, and I'm like, motherfucker, spitting facts, bro. That's what's happening here. He be spitting, and then it's shabba whoop whoop, and I'm like, I guess that's also spitting in its own way. I fully don't understand the whole scat thing, but it sounds lit, and I feel like it's a cool way to like add like a melodic energy to a track without necessarily saying something directly, but letting the voice still do something to the music. And I question if we should do this more in hip hop because it feels like we don't, but it would be lit if we did more of it. Um, and then it's like Ellen, you see, don't we show or they break? And it might not be Ellen. I'm reading off the fucking screen because, bro, I heard this song only for like a week of my life. Break as they live as one and let freedom. Your neighbors are still fresh and bones, so we'll live together because you never know you need them. And I'm attempting to break free from your misery. You'll find you're losing your style. And it just sounds like a man who's like, stop judging other people, the prejudicial norms of society, and the way that middle class predominantly honky versions of people maybe don't fully appreciate the other people that share the planet with us and stop judging other. That's all of this shit to me, and it's like
Mm.
really kind of fun and like leaving at a point of I just want to be able to live my life the way I want to live my life. And how am I supposed to knock a man for saying that? That seems to be the most 2022 shit of the youth ever. So evidently, man's dropped some music that relates. Like I feel like a 21-year-old today could have written this, and it would still apply, almost like predictive, and it feels like relevant as fuck right now. And all of the
Mm.
songs I've listened to on this project actually feel really relevant as fuck for the era from a socio commentary perspective. So that's super lit. Um, I'm not that into like the whole jazzy vibes on like a preference tip, so I'm gonna throw this one like a four because I think it's a really well put together song that is not my favorite to listen to, but I really think it's well made. Like again, the basing was on point. Again, the structure is nice. The way they even the scatty man, the shabba dabba dat. Well, I mean that's just gonna be stuck in my head, bro. It's gonna go right
Mm.
next to Scatman, bro. It's gonna be like shabbity. It's gonna go from that to this type of shit as it collects in my
Right.
memories. I'm like,
Right.
but it's catchy. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about this one. On that note, know what you know, and I know what I don't know a little bit sometimes. All right, Chris, how do you feel about "Know What You Know" by Curiosity Killed the Cat?
I really like this song. I mean, this is like heartbreaky. This is like relationshipy. This is a vibe to me. I like how the beginning it even just like starts off super smooth and just like the piano jazzy feel kind of builds up, and then the way that like it's impossible to create one way loving state. It's like it just kind of meshes with the instruments, and it just kind of raises up, and that was really cool. I like the way they did that. But I also I just resonate with like a lot of the lyrics. Like you try too hard to release all your excess energy, and I can feel it sitting on my plate. And it's just like sometimes I'm dealing with people or dealing with somebody, it's like there's just baggage or whatever that you kind of have to deal with if you're going to deal with that person. But at the same time, it does get heavy. So it's like, I don't know, it's just one of those like lovey songs that I really just kind of like got tapped into. And it just, there was like a sway to the song that gets your head moving. And just the even in the pre-chorus, the way he like says, because I'm losing my mind, I won't stand for it, babe. The way you go about your thing tells me. And it's just, you can kind of feel this like anxious pain within his voice, even though he's like also singing it, which was really cool how you can like have such a powerful singing voice, but at the same time you can also hear that pain in it. So that was cool. And then we get into the chorus, which you tell me know what you know not, and tell me what you feel when shield a lie, which I'm like, okay, you're not really telling me how you feel. You're just kind of expressing certain things, and you're not really getting to the root of it. And it's like just the whole, but my back's on you, so save your bite. It's like I've already kind of like dropped this. I've already kind of turned away. I'm trying to just like change things. So like if you do bite me, like it's not really going to affect me, but I'm still dealing with issues. And it's really nice. Like it just really has a vibe to it and carries you through very smoothly. It doesn't have like these abruptness to it or sudden changes. It really just kind of keeps you in this moment. I felt like certain times it does kind of make you feel like you're slowing down and you're really just kind of into it. So that was also dope too. Um, and yeah, and also like the outro too, it didn't like abruptly stop. Like it kind of slowly faded out and it like kind of went into this like crackling noise silence. And it was cool. Like it gave you that whole A to Z experience. So I gave this a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I guess it's hard. It's hard to be a misfit trying to find love, you know. But I mean, what I
Mm,
really like about their songs is that it's not just like this aimless like complaining about a situation. It's more a desire to have a deeper community or a deeper relationship that,
communication.
yeah, or a level of communication amongst the two of them, right? Like he
Mm,
feels like it's a one-way street, you know, and
mm,
that
mm,
there's not a synergy, and it's like she's just dumping, or he or whatever, just dumping all the
mm,
excess energy onto them. It
mm,
just feels like somebody who shows up and complains and just acts like a source of constant, like, oh, you're my therapist now. That's really what this relationship is. Kind of took that
mm,
vibe from it, where maybe in the world of misfits, when you out there dating, it could be a little more intense sometimes, and a little bit more of that might happen, and whatever. But it feels like getting caught up in the mishmash of understanding what intense relationships can be like. He's crooning and it's slower paced, and he's just gliding over it, and it's got this soft feel to it. I feel like this is a slow dance song, like a heartbreaky slow dance song. Like if you were in high school and shit, that's the kind of vibe it has to it. So I'm sure it's
mm,
really lovely. Like my first thought was my mom definitely could have, like, had some romantic vibes to this kind of track, but I don't know. I appreciated it. I think like the contents is pretty fair. Like you tell me know what you know not, and tell me what you feel when shielding a lie, but my back's on you, so save your bite. And there's a few other things there, like the lyrics here don't have like something like wedding bells pops up. Like he's like really trying to think about how to craft a long-term ongoing relationship, and this person is just kind of not being fully candid, and it just feels a little toxic. But as far as the song goes, I felt it just went on, and it was really a lot of similarities where the last line of the hook or the chorus or whatever it is would change slightly, and it was okay. I gave it like a 4 because it's like it's a good song for what it is. It's just I don't know how much I really like it. It's just a good song because I can like tell that. Um, it's fair. Misfits have trouble with love and whatnot, but the truth is, we got a title track, but the title isn't for the album. The title is for the band. So we have a band title track with Curiosity Killed the Cat. All right, Chris, what do you think about Curiosity Killed the Cat, the title track on of the band on this product, the band track?
Um, honestly, it kind of felt like a blur to me. Like I just kind of felt like every time I got playing this song, it just kind of again came and went. Um, I do I did enjoy like when they were singing the chorus, like Curiosity Killed the Cat. There was like the back vocals kind of having this like audience crowd feel, kind of like this motto mantra. Everybody's kind of joining in at once. So that was cool. The instrumental did have like some sort of energy to it and kind of bop, but I don't know. I just was like, it just didn't really capture it. So it didn't really captivate me so much. I did feel like the audio was also kind of drowned out by the instrumental a little bit, so that was just my own opinion. But Yeah, I mean, I think it carries along the project. I think it kind of, from like the slower last track that we got and then coming back to this, it kind of has this like more happier vibe, more like kind of gets you back on the moving your feet and all this stuff. But I don't know, it just kind of whatever. So 3.8 on 5.
I mean, I feel like this song is as good as any other I heard in terms of quality. It's more upbeat. Without having the lyrics in my face, it was a little harder to pay attention to every line because I like the bassing, so I kept listening to the bass
Mm-hmm.
line. So sometimes it gets hard to focus on it. The general sense of what I got from this song is it's like, be careful if you come through into this world of our little misfit adventures that we're spinning. Um, I felt like a sense of danger in the backing vocals. Like I literally can't remember any of the fucking words now. That's why I hate doing this shit when there's no lyrics available. I tried to find them, but like it would be like Curiosity Killed the Cat, and then like like the backing vocal to that was kind of listing these like soft threat kind of vibes where it was like there is a sense of adventure and risk, but like make sure you want to come through with it. I I feel like the way he sings fits into the music extremely well, and so it had this upbeat energy. Like I can remember him saying "Curiosity killed the cat" a lot, and that hooked into my head pretty deeply. I sincerely don't know if it's a quality of the genre or my ability to focus on lyrics or whatever, but like I just couldn't really focus on man's verses. I like the melody of it. I like the way the song blends. I feel like there's a completion element to it, but I find this kind of music sometimes it's like the words aren't as important, and coming from like the hip hop background it gets super hard, but the feeling of this was like a braveness to it. Like you're like they're confident in the position of who they are, and you feel that in the strength of the music and the tones that they chose to use. Like feels like an uplifting sense of it, but then the way it comes through also has a bit of a warning to it, like only come if you're like brave, because your curiosity killed the cat. That's the best I
Right,
got with
right.
this one. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a four. Stills, I appreciated it. I think it sounds equally as well made as everything else, and this project has a really consistent sound where all the music is really well made and well put together. Like I don't know if it's them or the producer that work with them, but like they really have a solid package, and I can see why this is something that Lindell is telling us to listen to today. On that note, the next song is called "Ordinary Day."
I really wish I could have found the lyrics for the first verse because I feel like it ties into like I felt like there was like he was kind of mentioning like a conversation was going on, and if you don't want to exude your mind or like open up your mind to certain shit, then you're not really willing to change, which means it's just an ordinary day because you're not really trying to make it different. You're just going to go and do the same shit. And then kind of celebrates the fact that it's like an ordinary day. And I feel like it's this it's like it's got this positive vibe, it's got this energy, it's got this high energy actually, and you're really like getting you to move and like on all this stuff. But I feel like it's also kind of making fun of the routine and like just the daily routines and the ordinary days and just kind of like the blameless shit that you just do just to exist type shit. And I thought that's kind of how I took it, how I felt that was the way it was coming off. But I thought it was fire. Like this was just so like there was just so much to this, and there was just the trumpets and the jazz and then the this and then the that and just everything. Like it was just so really 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 powerful. I really liked it. I gave it a 4.5 on 5.
Yeah, I really like the way it builds up. Like it's like it starts off like you said, a little bit like, oh, say word, you're not that interested in keeping an open mind. Well, I guess it's an ordinary day, and I think it's half the song is just kind of repeating that hook. But what they do to keep it interesting is it like plays on the music where it almost feels like, well, if you don't want to hear the message, if you don't really give a fuck about what we're doing, fine, I'll give you some turn up shit. And then just like just another ordinary day. And meanwhile the music's building up and everybody's jiving and vibing, but like it's kind of going over their heads a little bit because you know um, the average person in society maybe likes a homeostasis better. Or it's like you see that a lot in hip hop, right? Where motherfuckers with messages are consistently like ignored for like what is perceived as a more vapid state of shit, or people who want to maintain whatever they want to listen to. And sometimes motherfuckers like will make some satire shit that's just really turns out to be really hot, and then people don't realize it's even satire or whatnot. So this kind of feels like that type of shit to me, where it's like, let's make this illustriously grand and elaborate experience. It's bigger and bigger. Like performing this would be the opposite of an ordinary day, in celebration of like the status quo, with the harmonic back vocals and everything just layering in, and it's just really fun to listen to this song expand, and it's really upbeat, and I really enjoy it from that point of view. It's actually one of my favorite ones on this project in terms of like, actually I would fuck with this one if it came on. Not like it's not a go to, but like, yo, this one's nice. Like, it's got a vibe to it I really appreciate, and maybe it's just the bigness of it, but I feel like it's fun. Like this must have been a great album to see like performed live in the heyday when it was like heavily promoted, and I would have been really cool to see. This one's a 4.5. I fucks with it, and it's cool how like the whole album seems to maintain this theme of like exploring this misfit side of life. I appreciate that too. Anyway, the next one is called Mile High. All right, Chris, how do you feel about Mile High?
So it does give me this like in a daze feel. Shifting air and atmosphere makes you feel like you're playing the game, so you're not really in real life. Earthly sounds from all around. The DJ's going through a phase, watching all the cars go by, fascination, entertain, singing. And I feel like I'm getting this like visual of like just kind of being outside, just kind of being in this daze and just looking around in the world and stuff. And then you get into like the I won't hurt you. And it's like at first I kind of feel like maybe like I would maybe like I if I was in this situation, I felt like you're talking to somebody, or like he or she is like telling you while you're in this daze, like I won't hurt you, I'm there for you, whatever. But now I kind of think like it's maybe just like the negativity, that the maybe the drugs or something, like the voice of these like bad things, or like letting you know like I won't hurt you, or I won't hurt you that bad, like I'm here to help you get through whatever you're kind of going through. um and then you kind of get into the chorus, right? You're like, it's you're neither friend nor a foe. You're moving fast and moving slow. I kind of feel like you're just kind of in this again, like in this daze, not really knowing who to trust, not really knowing which like who's who, what's what. You're moving fast, whether it be like what we said earlier, like in the rat race of life, and you also feel like you're moving slow because you may not be where you're at, or depending on like maybe hey you're just really moving fast, but you might be really high, so you feel like you're moving slow. So there's like also that. I ain't got the time. I'm walking on thin ice. Mile high, get to your soul. I feel like there's different ways you can kind of also break this down, like um, running out of time with like life, and like feeling you're not going to be successful and shit like that. But also like the walking on thin ice, like something's got to break before I either go like completely down, going to be poor my whole life, or am I going to break that like glass ceiling and really go whatever. Or it's also like I'm trying to find out who, like for me in my sense, it's like the man I'm supposed to be, and I'm walking on thin ice, time's running out, I got to really find my soul, really got to find who I am. So I think there's like a lot of layers to this track, and I really resonated with this, and I really liked it. And then like even going through like watch, and I don't want to quote all the lyrics, but I do think there's this essence of like dealing with shit and just this kind of like commentary. I do think it may be about drugs, just because like the crowds gather around and the questions fly, like why does the snow fall from the sky? You're hoping just to prove yourself because you ain't looking out for no one else. And I feel like I don't know if like snow is directly supposed to be snow. Like yes, it does snow in the UK, so
But
maybe sure, but I
also,
think it is like
isn't
cocaine.
isn't GC the Snowman?
Like there's that. So like I do think there is like some drug-esque relation here, and maybe coping or dealing with a drug relationship. And again, like they're singing I won't hurt you, I won't hurt you, I won't hurt you bad, and it just kind of feels like he's having, or they're having, this conversation with maybe drugs or this lifestyle. and that lifestyle is pertaining to these people. So yeah, I thought it was really dope. I really, really thought it was super cool. It has a really super vibe to it. Another 4.5 on 5.
Yeah, this one's a cool song too. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, this sounds like it's about marketing. Just how people market stuff, you know? Creating these illusionary games for people to participate in through everything in life becomes this like sing-song notion of how every product and every ad, everything's out there is good for you. The government be pitching PSAs and shit. Like everything's trying to be your best friend. Nothing's trying to hurt you. But I like how it's I won't hurt you bad is what they add. Like I was like that's the fine print.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the
Mm-hmm.
part I really like thought was cool about it. And it is kind of open ended. It could be about drugs and the lifestyle, etc. But man, if you think about it from like companies will mad be like, I'm innocent, I'm not to blame. So like an example of this in terms of just regular life is like ad campaigns and shit that they used to run. Like the oil industry would run campaigns vilifying people who threw garbage out their car, making the environmental problems look more like the result of individuals rather than the corporations who are the real culprits, so that nobody rah against them per se. And then the earthy sounds, I can't take it no more. So corporations move one way, the people be moving in the next way. Everything's fucking dark and miserable, and the forecast is screaming this because again, it's just the people out there controlling the world and shit. Could be about all the other stuff, but that's literally where my imagination went with this shit. And then the idea of like walking on thin ice, it's like, I don't know, just trying to navigate it all, because none of this is friend or foe. It's just kind of what it is. Some of it's fast, some of it's slow, some of it's just out there. Like, I mean, all of it feels fast lately, but in the 80s, I'm sure it wasn't as fast as it is now. But it probably did. Life probably felt like it was moving at laser light speeds in the 80s, and we'd be like, bro, this is the slowest shit ever. Can we talk to one person at a time? there's no
Well,
texting.
I think that's just like a perspective thing, right? Like we look back at it with where we're living and how we live and how fast we're moving. And to us, this is just kind of like normal-esque, right?
Yeah.
And then if you look back, it's like, how could, like you said, you're only texting one person at a time, you're only doing one phone call, you're not even like FaceTiming, you're not in group chats. But it's like
But
at
it's
the
also
time
like,
they were, they were where they were, and for them they were like, yo, shit, we just discovered the fucking wheel. What's going on?
I'm
Like, I
sure.
know that's super dramatic, but
Nah, but like sliced bread is relatively recent, so like they were still reveling in their sliced bread and other conveniences of the life that had advanced at that point. I mean, that was a lot earlier. But like, I also think it's nifty like to just keep playing on the weather theme. But like the idea of
mm,
asking questions like why does snow fall from the sky to me is mad vapid. Like, oof, like people get distracted with a lot of what I call smokescreen issues where it's not really like important. Like it's just I mean, it kind of matters why snow falls from the sky. Don't get me wrong. I want somebody to know about that. But like
I
frankly,
think
if all of us and that's our biggest concern and it's not about cocaine, it's really just a bunch of people trying to like one up
I
each other
think
on like the
there's
aimless. Like think about the social debates on Facebook about nothing and shit, you know? Like
I agree with that, but I do think there's a sense of like with everything that's going on, like so smokescreen, right? Like imagine it's more like we've lived on this earth for so long, and yes, we have answers to why snow comes from the sky, but think of that for a second. We live on this thing that this thing falls from this other thing, and then all of just these things, right? And then the smoke screen to that would be all the marketing, all the media, all the shit that we're so consumed by instead of really seeing the real world. That's like as far as I'll reach out in terms of that line. I do think it's just about
but
drugs.
then it's like if you think about this, like, yo, I gotta leave stuff, right? You gotta leave. Yo, you see how those people who literally just wanna run away from modern society and like, look at Aesop Rock. He went to go live in a
Mm.
barn and shit, bro. Like, some people just wildly wanna know how to, like, plant their own food and take care of their own shit and, like, just escape this rigmarole of temptation and modern society. I do not, but I get why people do. I would
I
love to
mean, I
stay
think
here.
there's a whole other convo to that. I think a lot of people who
On the
go
other
do
hand,
that are like still prepping for like, y'all are gonna be fucked when the world ends and we gotta
I'm
grow
not
our
gonna
own
be
food and
fucked.
we
You'll be
know.
bored without people like me.
Hmm.
I'm not. Other people
I
may
mean,
be.
there's a way to look at it. Yeah, true, true. Hey, we're out here bopping on
I
stages
am
and
an
shit. You're gonna be
entertaining
bored.
individual to keep in your posse, and as long as we understand when I'm supposed to shut the fuck up, and by me I mean me, we all good. Um, in the meantime, like, some people got to be project managers in the new era. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
not everybody's going to be a good project manager. Holla at your boy. I'll help you organize your resources. I didn't play all these fucking Fallout Shelter like games for the last 12 years for nothing.
Get it, get it.
Anyway, I like this song. It's definitely, again, some shit I don't not imagine myself ever really listening to. But like this deep in the project, I'm very invested in this man's like observations on life and society of like the year of my birth. So it's super
Mm,
nifty. Um,
mm.
it's like a 4.35. I think we can move on to red lights. All right,
So,
Chris, how do you feel about this song?
okay. So this song just drags on.
Forever,
Like, it just drags the fuck on. Um,
million years.
I feel like it may be because of lack of lyrics that I'm not really like fully following. So I'm kind of like, can I get some part? There is like this level where he, like, at least whoever's singing is like really low and it's really overpowered by the instrumentals, but whatever, it is what it is. Um, but like the whole part of like, I'm not gonna let a red light let make me wait, or all this shit. I get this sense of like, okay, maybe you're telling this person, at least in my mind, you want to be with this person, you want to see them, you want to be with their energy. I feel like there's a part that he says that there. It's essentially like catch that vibe. But like, she or he is making them wait, and he's like, don't make me stop at these red lights and stuff. But then my brain was also like, what if you're at a strip club and you're waiting on the stripper in the dance room, and then like you're waiting for the room, and then there's like that red light that's on saying that she's in a dance, and he's like, yo, don't make me wait. I was like, that could also be the other thing to this. Um, but either besides that, I was just like, it's just felt long. Like it really just kind of goes on, drags on, and it just doesn't really have that much to keep me being like, this is cool. Um, and I did catch myself repeatedly just getting distracted and kind of like looking at my phone and like having to play it back because I just wasn't really in tune with what was happening. So it is what it is. It's like a 3.2 on 5, honestly. Like probably the worst one on the whole project.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna say it's the worst one, but I would really only listen to this one to impress a girl. I would. I don't know why else I'm doing it. This is. I would make a big fucking deal about it. We're saying like, oh my god, you really want me to? Fine, but we're listening to this after, and this is gonna be raunchy and shit. It's not gonna be this. Like, it's like we using this as a card is how. And it's no disrespect to this song. It is very slow. It's got saxophones and shit in it. It's super love songy, but it doesn't really feel miserable. It's just eager. It's just like 1980s I wanna fuck you. This is a weekend song before you were allowed to talk about the hills have eyes and shit. Instead now it's like no red lights will ever make me wait for you, girl. See, it's the same shit, just not as fun to me.
The samest of shits.
Like, look, I don't know. I'm not a huge love song person, as anybody that watches this for a while may know. You Curiosity Killed the Cat songs. I totally empathize that this has a swagger to it. Like, I realized listening to this guy could just be like, me wait, don't make me wait. And by like the fifth time he said that, he will know who in the fuck in the crowd he is able to smash behind the stages after, because the look in the eyes during those lyrics when he be bro, this song is brilliant. I'd even write some shit like this if I was, available and able to go take advantage of this. So like I get it. Feel like you need some song like this, but like it's so corny compared to like the sharp observational shit he had in terms of like the other stuff. I feel like it's fine. To touch of your hand gives me the command to donate myself to loving you. I'm like, man, that's a weird way to express it. Like, I guess it's fair, it's a donation. But, like, is that hot? I don't know. That's where my brain went with that. So that's why I don't do love like that. Like, it's not my cup of tea. However, it's well made in its respective genres. It's just, it went on forever, and I'm certain a lot of people made a lot of babies listening to this shit. So what the fuck do I know if other people got their sex onto this? I'm gonna give it a 3.75. It's aight, but it's just some preference shit. I'm sure it's well made and whatnot. Anyway, let us move on to what's the last one called? Shallow Memory. All right, Chris, what do you think about Shallow Memory?
Um,
Um,
not much. Honestly, not much. It kind of came on. I felt like it carried it. I felt like it was just kind of how you would end the project, I guess, at 9. I I didn't really feel like anything more or less. Had a bop to it. I think on like the third playback listen, I was like standing up and like kind of moving around and kind of getting into it a little bit, but like nothing too severe. Um, but it's cool. Like it's cool. It kind of really just came and went. The whole back vocals on the shallow
you're like, I
memory.
got nothing to say on this song.
That is that. It was
I can hear it in the
another.
tone of your voice.
That was
Because
that.
you're like higher. You're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going through a checklist.
It does what it do. Like it really just does what it do. Like it came on, I was like, I okay, and then it ends, and I was like, you know what? That's how you would forget the project, and I think it has something to do
You
with
would
like a
forget the
shallow memory.
project.
So it is.
Yeah, Chris, it takes a shallow memory to forget, okay?
Yeah,
Chris is like,
it
fuck that.
does.
I got a shallow memory, bitch. I forgot that shit. What are you saying? I don't care. I'm like,
I
fair
left
enough.
it. I left it with a 3.8. It is what it is.
Man, it's so upbeat and fun with like on point basing again. Like, it's really back into that grooving shit. Half the song is it takes a shallow memory to forget, with him like accentuating the point with various little quirky statements I could not quote with a gun to my head right now. But I got the feeling this song may be like approaching more like systemic injustice issues, and like trying to get a bunch of people to have more empathy to other folk that are not them, and that like when you just say forget it or get over it, because like if you take into mind conversations like where social justice and all of the civil rights shit's at in the 80s, there is a lot of this, well, why don't y'all just forget it and get over it type vibes. So maybe I'm just reading into it, but I kind of got a sense of that shit being tapped into. Like these guys is like super progressive, trying to be like representative of things that, you know, are the misfits of society. I'm going to keep going back to that because that's what they called their first song, but I think it kind of like closed it out. I could have definitely lived without the song before this, but this was like really like felt like it followed up a lot in terms of, I guess, the main point. Like makes me recontextualize like keep your distance into like almost like it's an ignorance thing. Like we don't need your ignorance. Come through with like the proper shit, you know? Or I don't know, maybe I'm
Mm.
wrong about that. But I like the way the song evolves. I like the way it just kind of hooks. It's one of them ones where like I'll be real with y'all. Sometimes a song just makes more sense live, and I get the feeling that this album and a lot of these songs were really put together live. Like they wrote them and then they played them live for a very long time, and that's how you get some of these vibes when you get to a recorded project. Because like we just saw Brand Van 3000, right? And like when they did their Drinking in LA song, they could have ran that LA, like that part there, they could have ran that for like 12 minutes, and live it would be lit, but listening to a recording of them doing that for 12 minutes would be tedious. So like listening to a lot of these songs with where like the improvisational ability of a live set lets you take even a 4.5 minute song like this and really make it a fun 12 minutes sometimes. Like I hear it like that and it's really cool, but I don't really know what else to say about it from a content perspective. It's really upbeat and it feels like a cool closer. Like I could see how they can close a set on this, and it feels like the project gets wrapped up a bit with it. So I like that. I think it's fun to listen to. As far as the songs on this album goes, that I would potentially, because it's not really my vibe, but potentially bump again would be this one. Would be one of them. Um, yeah, and that's the end of the project. But Lindell, who absolutely paid us to do this review, remember that when you hate us, wanted us to do one more, so we're gonna give you that one more because of Lindell, and I'm looking for it. I have it somewhere. Give me a second. The Curiosity Killed the Cat free 1987 dub master is, I think, what he wants. So it ends really abruptly, and I know that bothers Chris. To end this little review, I am very impressed that they turned this into an 8-minute song, and they added some dingles and some extra stuff to it, and it flowed out. But I'm just sitting here going, huh, how many people was like flipping their own songs like that? How often was that? How many people don't do that here? Should we be flipping? Should I be turning, like Jimmy says, into a 9-minute something? Like,
I mean,
why not?
you got some remixes coming that are already extended.
That's not the same thing as this. Nobody slowed the song down here. They just
Well, you extended your original thing. If it adds like 2-3 minutes to your fucking song,
adds
you're like
like
extending
40 seconds versus this is like very long. But I mean, it's cool. It's well produced. Wow, it's long. I feel like, on the other hand, if I was out at a party and the vibe was nice, it's cool to have the extended cut. I'm just not usually at parties that play stuff like this. It's just kind of what it is. How do you feel about this remix, Chris?
I mean, it's I, dude. Like, it's I. It didn't really do much to me. Like, it's cool that they were able to flip it. It's cool that they got an extension. It's cool that they added things, but like, da
Awesome.
da 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 bop.
All right, how do you feel about the album as a whole?
Restart your shit because your vocals are kind of sketchy. Um, Album as a whole, I honestly, you either gonna like it or not gonna like it, and I don't really know what else to really kind of go about it. I'll enjoy some of the tracks. They've got some energy, they've got some dance, they've got some vibes. So I do like how that's just there, and I guess there is some sort of creativity in it that maybe I'm lacking or I'm not seeing. But overall, I mean, it's like a 4 on 5 as a overall project, just in terms of just the music and how it all kind of flows together. But this just really ain't my shit. Like, this just really ain't it. Like,
Yo,
yeah.
my moms would eat this shit up like candy. This is my mom's
Mm,
turn up music and shit. You gotta remember,
mm,
this is the same year that fucking Kenny Rogers was hot.
mm.
Like, that shit was the number one song in '87, if I'm not mistaken. So like,
Fair.
let's be real about the sounds of the times and shit. This was lit for its era, and it's so not the era I vibe to. However, I was bamboozledly surprised by how deep the lyrical content went and the observations of it, and it felt like they really was trying to like leverage their voice and platform to spit on, just the fact that the world is more complex than pop society is really accepting of. And I really like that. I mean, arguably a lot of pop music is still kind of flexing that shit, but this felt more like, the world's kind of fucked up, we can be better, on some real shit. Like, they'd seen some heroin needles and shit,
Mm.
versus like a lot of stuff where it feels like they have never seen no heroin needles or some shit. So like, I really felt a depth to it, and the musicality was pretty great. If anything, it was like too much was happening for modern pop. This was still talented pop, and I really fucks with the overall energy. I give the album like a 4.1 or something, because like I want to give it its props above like a 4, because I want to be like mean to it. It's a well-made album. It does its thing really proper. I'll be shocked if I ever listen to it again, unless it's to impress somebody, because I would do that. But like, it's like one of those one listen Charlies for me, in a sense where I feel like my culture is advanced for knowing what a Curiosity Killed the Cat is, but simultaneously Yeah, I don't really bump the 80s, but I know my mom would fucks with this. So my mom would be here. She'd be giving it hella high marks and whatnot. So I recognize that it might just be like that too. Sometimes you just don't fuck with your mom's music like that. It's just how it be. Even as a grown ass man, you still maybe don't fuck with your mom's music like that. Um, anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate everybody that came through for this and watched it and shared in our exploration throughout this album that is far outside our comfort or spectrum of knowledge and whatnot. So I would love to see your comments below, because as much as we may have attitudes and opinions throughout this, we really do care about understanding the nuances of what we don't know. Like, who knows? Maybe y'all write like 4 comments, we see it, and now it becomes my favorite album of history. You never know. It's not likely, but you never know. It could happen. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is my second stream today, so I'm going to wrap it up before the third stream today. So make sure to come back later for some cyberpunks and whatnot. But y'all, if you're watching this live, I fuss with you. Thank you for sticking it through. If you're watching this in the future, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell YouTube you want to see more. Share it with your Curiosity Killed the Cat fan friends. And patreon.com/behind that suit if you want to be like Lindell and make us review albums like this. Anyway, appreciate all of y'all. It's been a vibe. Let's go look at Awkward's game running as he tries to play video games, and he came on our show once, so we'll give love to him. Have yourselves a great day, y'all, and live long and prosper.
Bye.